Hi Geminis, welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. I've shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be in the middle of the first part of the reading. So Geminis, let's find out what you can expect coming up in your life. My readings don't usually go past 6 months. If the reading resonates with you, it's probably your reading. If it does not, then it probably is not your reading, and I would probably check my moon sign, because your moon sign is your private and emotional self. Okay, let's get started. The overall energy of your reading is self-defense, okay? So you're trying to keep unwanted energies away from you. You're trying to protect your well-being or yourself. I need to do some further reading to find out why this card surrounds your entire reading. But that is exactly what's going on. These wands coming up here are wands coming in you don't want. They're unwanted. I have the Page of Wands up in your highest energy. So the Page of Wands now is about something's brewing. Something's going to be said because there's something on your mind. And it's all about a fresh start and a new beginning here, because that's what this staff is all about. But the Page speaks up. Now this could be a declaration, or this could be something that you need to say to someone. It can be something that you need to declare to yourself. Let's keep reading. The Page of Wands, the Seven of Wands are the two highest energies in your reading, Gemini. And then I have the Five of Swords. So you are picking up these swords of truth and clarity. You're figuring stuff out. And there's still some more to figure out, but you're looking back at somebody. Somebody that you can't, these swords, it's all about that whoever it is you're looking back at. All this truth and clarity. So you may still have something that you want to say to this person, or it might be the truth and clarity that makes you want to say it. So I just got to keep reading here. I have the Three of Wands next to the Five of Swords. So this is you holding on to that staff of fresh starts and new beginnings. I call this the waiting, watching, and wondering card, because there's three ships out there. And this is waiting for your ship to come in, wondering if your ship will come in. Will your ship come in? Okay, has your ship come in? So this is like wanting that fresh start, that new beginning. You might be waiting for whoever it is that you're looking back at to come back. I'm not sure, but there had something to do with truth and clarity. That was something that was brought to your attention that put you on guard. It puts you in a place where I think you wanted to block them from your life. I have the Star card under the Page of Wands, excuse me, and next to the Seven of Wands. Excuse me. This is a card for Aquarius. Aquarius might be strong in your chart, might be strong in somebody else's chart around this reading. But this is about healing, and I mean deep spiritual healing. Has to do with all that truth and clarity that you are discovering and finding out. It's like seeing your own reflection bounce back at you, remembering the essence of who you are, right down to your bare bones. What you want from life, what you don't want from life. Very spiritual. And so you heal, you're in this process of healing from this truth and this clarity here. And I think this truth and clarity had you speak up like, you can't take this anymore. You don't want this in your life. So it looks like a separation. I have the Eight of Swords under the Three of Wands and next to the surrounding energy of the Seven of Wands. So the Eight of Swords, this is the feeling of not having all the truth. The feeling of not knowing really what's going on, feeling bound by this. Well, it's an illusion with the Eight of Swords. Your feet aren't bound, your mouth isn't bound. You can ask for help, for someone to take the blindfold off, say, so you can turn around and see all the truth and clarity. Well, you are getting your truth and clarity. Or you can just walk out of this situation. I feel like it's a little of both in this situation here, because you're looking over the horizon. I'm not sure if you're looking for someone new or if you're waiting for whoever it is that left to return. But it all boils down to truth and clarity. You just went into self-defense over this truth and clarity. Here you are as the King of Swords. They're all male or female. The King of Swords is air, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. You're Gemini, and yeah, your sword went up. See, your wand is up, your sword is up in self-protection. But that is a sword of truth and clarity. It's like one of these swords you picked up. You're like, oh man, you know, you are on guard. It's right under the star card. Deep, deep healing, this card for Aquarius here. Very deep healing, and I think you're going through it, or you've been through it, and now your guard is up. So you're not moving forward without truth and clarity. I think that you were blind to it, that you weren't seeing it before, and when you did see it, you wanted out. It's like you just wanted, it caused a lot of confusion. I mean, I can see that here. And you knew that how can this relationship be grounded with whatever it is you're finding out? I don't know what it is, but I do know it affected you. And I do know that you were finding out things you didn't really want to find out, but you did, which is good because it helped you to make clearer decisions moving forward. But you were living in this cycle of this crazy 8 here, a roller coaster ride about, can this relationship ever be grounded? And one day you're like, yeah, I think so. And the next day you're like, oh, there's no way. And then the next day, you know, it's just a roller coaster ride. So you were living that way. This is one of those energies that you are on guard about. You're tired of being confused. You're tired of all the ups and downs of this relationship. And now you get why. Your guardian angels and spirit guides are here. And they are helping you to become rebalanced after all this confusion and all this whole roller coaster ride that you've been on. You have one foot in the water, you have one foot on the land. Temperance's job is to get you balanced, to get you grounded. So they want both feet on the ground so you can make informed decisions in moving forward. And solid decisions. So this is the card for Sagittarius. Sagittarius might be strong in your chart or strong in somebody else's chart around this reading. So it's like your guardian angels and spirit guides, they're the ones that helped you get the truth here so that you could become grounded again, so that you could move forward, so you could have answers to all your questions. Let me take out the second half. There's a lot more I know to this reading for Gemini's universe. There's the walking away, the separation. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is, okay. I'm starting to see what was going on. Yeah, okay, so I have the 8 of Cups up here on your highest energy line. Yeah, you turned your back on the love because of the truth. And you're looking back, there was a separation, so you walked away. And you're kind of looking out there. You're still looking out there. I'm still not sure if you're waiting for them to come back or for someone else. But it's like you turn your back to them. You turn your back to them here. You got totally at your wit's end by the truth that you were finding. And it totally wore you out with the 9 of Wands here. And the 9 of Wands is right next to the Knight of Wands. So it has something to do with their behavior. Because the Knight of Wands, male or female, just ran in and out of your life. It's like they just like they give you false hopes of a future, and then they run out, and then they do it all over again, and then they run out and they do it all over. And that's why you were in this Two of Pentacles. How can this be grounded? How can this ever be something more than just a fly-by-night relationship with this energy running in and out of your life? But you waited. I have the Seven of Pentacles, and this is next to you felt bound. You felt bound because there was love. You had love for this person. So you felt bound by this person, and kind of, it's like you were kind of ignoring these red flags, or just kind of, hoping that they will change or something like that. So the Seven of Pentacles, it's waiting for these pentacles to come to fruition. But it's all about waiting and waiting and waiting. Nothing's happening. And look, you just barely, that stick's just holding you up now. That wand, it's not even blossoming. And this one, it's like it's almost holding you up too, instead of you holding it up. So it really wore you out. And the more truth that you got, the more you were giving up on it, on this relationship ever coming to fruition. There was a lot of communication about this. This is texting, emails, video chat, however you do it, through the airways, back and forth, about why isn't this relationship coming to fruition? Maybe the truth came from their mouth. Maybe it's because you did speak up that they finally told you what was going on in their head. Your intuition was running really high. You actually, if you were listening to your intuition, you probably would have known, or you probably did feel that they were not serious. They were just kind of a fly-by-night. And so the High Priestess is the card of intuition in the tarot deck. So pay attention to your inner self. Pay attention to what you're telling yourself, and you'll have a lot of your answers right there. And this is probably how you began to get your answers. And you probably like, something's off here, and I'm going to have to say something about it. And it just puts you in protection mode, where your sword went up, your wand went up, and you're like, hey, I can't deal with this anymore. It just throws me way off balance. I have the Ace of Cups next to Temperance. And see, you've been waiting and waiting for them to hand you a Cup of love. Like really make a gesture towards love. Because you have love for them. Now Temperance, this was really throwing you off balance, because you had love for them and they weren't showing all that much love for you. And you just kept hoping that, you just, like, how could you have these feelings and they not? It just didn't make sense. So you kept hanging in there because of the love that you had. But once all this truth and clarity, all these conversations happened, you take action. And this is the Knight of Swords. This is a really strong action card. This is taking that sword of truth and clarity and rushing forward, like you're not handing that love out to them anymore. Not as long as they're going to be the way they are. There's no way. And I also have the Page of Pentacles. There you were, looking at those pentacles. It's like with the Seven of Pentacles, wondering if this relationship could ever come to fruition. If it could ever be grounded, secure, stable, or committed for that reason. But I think after this conversation and the speaking up, speaking your truth, and blocking them from coming back in, you just kind of like give up on this relationship. And a lot of it has to do with what they had to say too about it. I'm taking out one more card for clarity, and it's the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups, this tells me, you're withholding your love now. So this love that you were so willing to hand out to them, you're not doing it anymore. So this card here is waiting for a new ship to come in. All right, not them to come back. You want a new ship. You want a ship that can provide love and security. So this Nine of Cups, this is you. You're sitting in front of your cups now. You got them all behind you. You know you have them, but you're waiting to hand them out until the right person comes along. So, oh my gosh, Gemini, this was your reading, and thank you for watching Universal Guidance Tarot.